Hello, guys. Welcome back again. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We thank you for your patience. We have a whole lineup, like I said, for you all. Our next speaker, I'm going to introduce Nerika Jenkins. She will be speaking about family reunification and criminalization of mental health. Thank you. Stick with us for our next speaker at 8:30. All yours, Nerika.
Sorry, guys, for the disconnect, but I'm back. As I reflect back on my life growing up, there was a mental disconnect between my father and I. I stopped counting how many times my father would enter my grandmother's house and greet me with a dry, nonchalant hi, as if I was a stranger from the street. I yearned for my father's love, never having the opportunity to know how or what his love felt like. It's often said that we are a product of our environment. Witnessing single women raise their children alone was a norm where I grew up. Once I became a teenager, I started dating men, never realizing I was seeking love in all the wrong places for all the wrong reasons, hoping to find the love I yearned from my father. Mentally and emotionally, I was numb and did a great job of hiding behind my feelings. After all, I was the girlfriend, baby mama to a man the government wanted so badly. For the life of me, I couldn't wrap my mind around the white piece of paper with dried black ink that laid in front of me that read U.S. versus Nerika Jenkins. My second chance came from my conviction on July 23rd, 1997, when I was found guilty and taken into custody. At this time, my daughter was five years old, days from turning 6. I sat in a few county jails for 3 months waiting on sentencing. October 27, 1997, I was sentenced to 230 months, equivalent to 19 years, 2 months. This was the beginning of my demise. I was transferred from FCI Danbury, Connecticut, where I would be until 2017, so the government said. Still having 5 years on probation once upon my release. I had almost 2 decades ahead of me to be behind the wall, so I began to reevaluate my life, thinking to myself, what my life could have been if I hadn't been convicted and sent to prison. Would I still be here to tell my story? Only God knows that. I also thought about what life would be like for my daughter being raised by my mother and me from behind the wall. Dimly lit fluorescent lights emulated the ceilings, concrete walls and floors separated each and every cell in the prison. I made a conscious decision to do the time and not let the time do me. The voices of women talking, laughing, joking, playing cards, board games, you name it, they were doing it, made me reflect on my reality. I was surrounded by a lot of women, wondering to myself, what did these women do to end up in a place like this, such as myself? I would have never had the opportunity to meet all the gifted and talented women that are now my extended family. I could still hear my name echoing over the intercom. Nerika Jenkins, you have a visit. This had become my life, my routine, for God knew how long. Thursday through Sunday, my name would radiate over the intercom every Wednesday, every week, like clockwork. My daughter was 5 days, like I said, from turning 6. And this is when our life unfolded. As time went on, I made promises and plans to my daughter, not knowing where the road would break for us. I was very active in her life, even from prison. And my mother allowed me to make decisions where it concerned my daughter's well-being. I remember my mother telling me that days that she picked my daughter up early from school, my daughter would be so excited saying, Grandma, is my mommy home? Is my mommy home? Only to my mother response being, boy, not yet. She'll be home soon. Our relationship evolved as the years went by. We both held on to hope, honesty, and trust because our relationship was built on honesty and trust. I never lied to her. I made her believe something other than what it was. I was locked up in prison. During our 15-minute calls and visits, I would help her with homework the best I could with the time we had. This still didn't change who I was and who I had become. Until I took the responsibility for the role I played, I had to deal with the hand that I was dealt. After many trips to the SHU, everyone that knows, that's been in prison, know what the SHU is, but for those that don't know, it's segregation. I had to visit my family in orange jumpsuits instead of the khaki uniforms. I was a ticking time bomb, always ready to explode and didn't care who got it, whether it was staff or whatever. Through my emotional roller coaster, I still managed to complete 4 building trades that the prison offered, along with a certificate from Marist College. My emotions I suppressed for so long have finally come to a head. I began doing a self-check. I realized that it was no longer US versus Nerika Jenkins. It was Nerika versus Nerika Jenkins. After serving 12 years, I received a sentence reduction due to the 2007 crack cocaine amendment. May 14, 2008 was my big break. I was released from the halfway house and the time had come for me to execute the journey of the new me, my second chance. It took every bit of 2 years for Sequoia and I to get to know each other all over again. We started to get our lives back, spending time, quality time together, going out, having date nights, doing mother and daughter things, even so much as watching TV. Doing things considered for a mother and daughter while working a full-time job and a full-time student on my way to my second degree. I wanted to help the women in prison endure the adversities they will be faced once upon their release. March 2018, a Women's Worth Project was birthed. In September 2018, I became a 501c recipient. May 2018, I received my bachelor's degree in public health education and a minor in psychology. Sequoia, 28, 2014, Rutgers Newark alumni, and now 3 classes away from receiving her master's degree in accounting from Strayer University, and a mother to be. Statistics state that 1 out of every child that had a parent that was incarcerated, 1 child will go to prison or have some type of dealing with the law. Sequoia is no statistic. She lived through the incarceration of her mother and father, and she took our life experiences, learned from them, and excelled. I want to thank everyone for allowing me to introduce the rebirth of Nerika Jenkins. And I also would like to thank the Hope Ministry and the Faces of Women in Prison for allowing me the opportunity to speak. And I want to give a special shout out to my sister, Michelle West, who has done 27 years in a federal prison. And I just want them to let my sister go. She's like one of the last ones that's left of my family, my extended family. And I just ask that they free Michelle West. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much, Nerika.